Hello and welcome. Well, some of you may remember I did a video on this adapter right here. This is an adapter to put my metal lathe chucks on my wood lathe, and the wood lathe is 1.5 by 8 and this lathe is 1 5/8 by 8. So that adapter was made for that. But I had troubles with my belt slipping on this lathe, and I kind of messed up the external threads here. Plus, I didn't use entirely the right procedure for making this. I was using my 3-jaw chuck, and I got run out in my wood lathe. And I wasn't too worried about run out, but it's pretty bad. So I want to address that by remaking this. And it's going to be a 2-part video. I'm going to make all but these external threads here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I got a surprise on the next video on how to make these threads. Really interesting feature. I think you'll be surprised. Anyway, let's get on with making this. I'm going to make a mandrel. Let's take a look at what I'm doing. Okay, I've got the bore size here correct for the 1.5 inch threads. And I've got a almost 3/4 inch hole drilled all the way through it. And right now I'm going to ream it. The drill size was probably good and close enough, but I want to make sure and get this right. I'm going to give it a good smooth 3/4 inch hole all the way through. There we go. Okay, what I did here is I drilled a hole for a 5/16 thread and then drilled a 5/16 clearance hole, and I'll need a washer, so I'm going to cut this off right here. Threading tool makes a racket till it gets under load. Okay, here's the plan. This step in here is 1 1/8, just a hair over. So I want to make a line on this shaft, 1 1/8, and then turn it down to 3/4 inch. Make it 1 inch. I want to turn that down to 3/4 inch. It's 1 inch now, so that's 1/4 inch. Need to take 1/8 inch off one side, which is 125. 0.125. Okay, I should be considerably oversized there. Yeah. Don't trust my math. Well, that's close. There we go. Okay, now I can bolt this to the mandrel. Hopefully it won't spin on there. Now if my threading tool will get past that bolt in there, we'll be good, and I'm not sure it will. If it doesn't clear it, I'll either put a countersink in there or a button head. Whoa. No way. So I guess what I'm going to have to do, I hope I can do it with a countersink. Okay, it's kind of hard to show you, but there is an undercut I made with my boring bar inside there. And it's kind of nerve-wracking to thread against a stop, I mean a blind hole. So I made the tool go all the way in, and I put my carriage stop right there. And the carriage stop is not to stop the carriage, it's just an indicator as to when I'm going to hit bottom. So I'll throw it out just before it gets to that. I hope this works. The amount of overhang I have here I don't really like, but this spindle is bigger than the bore and I can't push it in any further, and when I flip it over I want to mount it to that same spindle and it'll be up against this collet. So it needs to be that long so that I can do the other side. I'm worried about two things, hitting bottom and this thing slipping. I hope it doesn't slip. Probably should have been keyed to the mandrel. I'll just take light coats or cuts and hope for the best. Wow. Couldn't ask for any better. I love it. Okay, now I got to put it on this way. Wow. See, that's almost touching my collet nut there. Boy, I think I'll replace that. Now that I don't need that clearance, I think I'll replace that with a standard socket head screw. Now I need to turn that down to 1 5/8 and 1 inch deep. Now I'm going to square the shoulder. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Next week we're going to cut these threads and we're going to do it in a really unique way. Be sure and join me. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Be sure and subscribe and ring that bell.